Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we got here a RTX 3060. This one is dead. RIP for this one. But we can bring it back to life if we want to install a new core on this. The issue is that, well, I noticed that when I go like this and I put pressure on it, that there is the issues with the intermittent picture kind of goes away if I squeeze the GPU while it's installed. So that tells me that there is bad connection under the actual core. Let's take this thing apart and I'll show you why this happened. Alright, so here's the card taken apart. I have taken this card apart before, so it's nothing new. Now just want to kind of show you the culprit here of the problem, really. Look at this cooler. This is huge, man. This thing is gigantic. Okay. But now when you look at the card, I mean, everything looks okay, right? Like there's nothing blown, nothing suspicious visually. But when you go like this, you can kind of see, let's put it up against the white background there, and you can see that bow on this GPU. Yeah. So basically what has happened here is that let's see, maybe you can see it even better here. The GPU, not the GPU, but the PCB has warped or bowed so much that it basically ripped pads from under the GPU. I don't know if we can see if I take this one here. I haven't looked under there, to be honest, but I know that that's what's happening because of, like I said, when I put pressure on it, it brings picture back to the GPU. But the pads, let's see, the solder pads under the GPU, let's see if we can get a closer look here. Sorry guys, bear with me, okay? Let's zoom in. You can kind of see the pads there, okay? Now, it's not possible for me to find out how many pads or what pads are ripped off this thing, but ironically, it passes all memory tests. And but that's not to say that there's nothing wrong physically with the memory as well. Like when I look at the, underneath these memory modules, something just doesn't look right here. I think that if we put this card under load and we let it heat up and let the metal expand, that we'll encounter all sorts of other errors as well, because physically there's even though the card looks okay, there are more problems with this thing other than just the core. I think that these three memory modules here under this card, so these right here and this one here, are typically the ones that are affected by this here, by the warping of or the bowing of the PCB. This happens when you have a heavy graphics card like this one here, due to that big old cooler installed on it, and you install it horizontally, so this way, okay? This will cause your GPU to sag and put a lot of stress on the PCB, which will in turn cause things to rip, because these things want to be on a flat surface. They're not meant to bow or bend or anything like that. They want to be on a flat surface. And if you're installing this heavy GPU like this one here horizontally, you're just asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble because eventually in time, as the card gets hot, gets cold, you know, all those cycles, eventually the card will start to bowl more and more and more under the weight, and these pads will slowly but surely start to rip. If you haven't watched Chris Fix Germany or what is it, Northwest Fix, these guys have great channels or great information on their channels on YouTube. You should check them out, and they'll explain this here. And this is how I found out about this, and I got into GPU repair myself because of them, you know, just watching them. And there's a lot of other great YouTubers with great content that you can learn from. So I'm still in the learning process, but this will be my next project here. This is just my folding little system that I got here. This is a 1660 Super, and I modified it. This case does not support. This is the Corsair 4000D, and it does not support vertical GPU. Like this here, this is not supporting vertical GPU mount because your card is going to be so close to the glass, to the side panel here, that it'll choke it and it'll just overheat. And this is stupid. That should not even be a thing. Your card, if you're going to install it vertically, it should be like this. You can modify this case to allow you to install vertical GPUs if you use a certain GPU bracket that allows you to bypass this setup here, like the Cooler Master. I made a video about that GPU bracket or setup, so you should check that video out. It's really informative, I think. But anyway, yeah, a heavy graphics card. This is not heavy. I'm just using this because, like I said, I'm doing folding, and this card is great for that. But a heavy graphics card like this one here should be installed vertically. If you're going to install it horizontally, it should have some type of support. And even that is just, I don't recommend that because that's just, it's only, it's kind of temporary thing. These cards need to be installed vertically, okay? You should have a riser setup if you're gonna spend so much money on something this big and expensive, especially the 4000 series by NVIDIA with those heavy coolers. They should be all installed vertically. That's all I have. That was my rant. Yeah, these heavy GPUs will die if you install them horizontally. They will eventually die in time. It's just a matter of time. If you're having something like this for a long time and it's installed horizontally and it hasn't died on you, you're lucky. But believe me, unfortunately it might come sooner than you expect. That's all I got. You guys take care. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all the likes and subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.